Hey guys, it's Kobe with Royal Bible Reviews coming at you again this week with another Bible review. This week, this Bible, I know it's an ESV Study Bible. I know it's not one of the evangelical exclusive Bibles or anything like that, but this is a very special, to me, ESV Study Bible, as the title indicates. Some of you that know that may follow the channel, or some of you that know me in real life know this. Maybe you don't. Maybe this is your first time hearing it. Either way, but this Bible is the last Bible that my mother purchased me before she passed away. As I've said in all my videos, just about, almost every Bible on here that is reviewed is one that was purchased by me, especially the premiums. I purchase all my premiums. And if I didn't purchase it, I traded for it, but I traded for it for one that I did purchase. So there are a few Bibles that I have reviewed and will be reviewing that was my mother's, that she had bought, just various Bibles. She didn't have a one Bible like a lot of people do. She liked having multiple copies, but and then there's a couple that she bought for me that I will review or have reviewed. But this one is the last one she ever bought me. I won't ever get rid of this Bible. It means a lot to me. I will do one of my regular detailed reviews. I know it's like I say, it's the ESV Study Bible, and people have seen these before, but just bear with me on this one if you guys don't mind. But this is the ESV Study Bible. It is in the buffalo leather, the deep brown. Now I will say this. This is the only buffalo leather Bible I own by Crossway. I have looked at others, but they're all red letter. And you guys know me, I'm not a huge red letter person, but I wouldn't mind having some of them because I really like this leather, and people that have had it say that it holds up really well. So, but either way, I will leave a link where you can buy this down below on Crossway's website, which you can also get it from Amazon and Christian Book and all these other different places. Like always, but let's look at the box first. Let me set this over here. It does come in a very nice two-piece box, which I appreciate. It does say buffalo leather deep brown, as you see there. There is your ISBN. You can pause it there if you would like. And here is the back of the box, letting you know how many copies are in print. The primary features about the ESV, gives you some samples there. You can go to esv.org to read the Bible online. But like I say, it comes in a really nice two-piece box. I'm going to set that off to the side. And just bear with me here. These Bibles, if you don't own an ESV Study Bible, or if you've never held one or anything like that, you need to. These things are beefy. Look at this thing. It is massive. Now, I do really like the buffalo leather. It is very pebbly. It feels very good. My buddy Cam reviewed a buffalo leather Bible, and he called it premium-ish. And I agree with him. These are premium-ish. It does have perimeter stitching, as you can see. It does have 1, 2, 3, 4 raised hubs. It says Study Bible, ESV, English Standard Version, and Crossway. Now, it does have a thicker ribbon, which it needs for a Bible this beefy. It is brown. I do believe it is double-sided satin. I just wish it had a couple, 3 more. Honestly, you could put 4 ribbons in this Bible, and here's the back of it. You could put 4 ribbons in this Bible, and it wouldn't miss a beat, because like I say, this is a beefy Bible, as you can see there. But you open it up, And it does have a vinyl liner, vinyl end sheets and everything. And then you got your cardstock, several pages of it, which you need. You have your ESV Study Bible presentation page. You have your marriages, your births and adoptions. Here's your title page. And here is your table of contents and your publisher page. It is the 2016 text edition, and it was printed in China. Now, the ESV Study Bible, I'm not going to do a super detailed review because, like I say, I know it's been out for a very long time. But it is, in my opinion, now this is just my opinion, it is up there as one of the, if not the top study Bible you can get a hold of. What I love about the ESV Study Bible is the notes. Also, my former pastor at the church I used to go to where I used to live before I moved, where he went to seminary, some of his professors actually worked on the study Bible. So he knows several of the guys that did a lot of the articles, did a lot of the notes, different things like that. But anyway, here is your table of contents page. Now, this one doesn't have any art gilding or anything. It's just got your gold gilding, as you can see. And here's all your articles and resources, your illustrations. Now, again, like I say, look how beefy this thing is. And here's your abbreviations. Here's an introduction, a user's guide to the ESV Study Bible. Here are your list of contributors. And there is a lot of them. Look at all those. Lots of contributors for the different things that the Bible has. Here is your preface to the English Standard Version. And like I always tell you guys, if you don't know anything about the translation, read your preface. Here's the overview of the Bible, a survey of the history of salvation. And it gives you all that. Here is your Old Testament title page. Here's the theology of the Old Testament. Oop, I think I might have went, yep, just one too many there. A couple of pages of that. Here is your Old Testament timeline and overview, the date of the Exodus, an introduction to the Pentateuch, and an introduction to Genesis. It gives you your author, your title, and the date of the writing. And this is going to be for every book. You're going to have that introduction. Here is your place in the Pentateuch. Here is your arrangements of the book. Here's the generations of Genesis, the theme, the key themes, the genealogies of Genesis. I mean, look at all these details. This is just the introduction. I mean, this is crazy. Here is your outline. And here's one of the maps. You're going to have these scattered throughout the entire text. And then finishes your outline. And then here it is, your first page, Genesis. It is a single column paragraph format. It does have a 9-point font, which is very readable. I'm not sure of the font on the study notes. I want to say they might be a 7 or a 7.5 point font. But as you can see, you've got your text here, you've got your cross references here, and then you've got your notes here, your study notes here. You're also going to have below the text, you're going to have your translator notes. And like I say, you can see here as I flip through, you're going to have all these different, see here's another map, all these different things just kind of scattered throughout the text. It is, like I say, it is a single column 9-point font. It has a total of 2,752 pages. It is 6.5 by this way, 9.25 this way. It does weigh 72.75 ounces. It does have, like I say, the ribbon marker and everything. It has, there's been over 2.5 million copies sold. Now this is per the Crossway website. It has 20,000 study notes. It has 200 plus charts and timelines. 240 plus full color maps and illustrations, 50 plus topical theology articles, and 120 Bible character profiles and more. I mean, like I say, this thing is chock full of information. Now, what I like about it, what I think is really, really cool, is that if you don't like the ESV translation, let's just say you're a CSB guy or a NASB guy or something like that. And I'm going to flip this open. That way it'll lay a little bit flatter. It's got a little wide on it here. I don't know what that is. I'm going to have to get that out. Let me flip over here to the Psalms. That way you can see the poetry section. All right, and here's the poetry section. Not sure what the GSM on the paper is. It is very good paper, though. You know, and like I say, the camera always shows more ghosting than what there really is. But if you don't like that, you can get this digitally. So if you have Logos or Accordance or Olive Tree or something like that, you can get one of them and have your translation and then get the ESV study notes to go with it. If you are an ESV person, then you can go get the ESV app, and then you can get the study Bible that way. That way, if you don't want to carry around a big beefy Bible everywhere. Now, let me go to the New Testament. Went a little bit too far. All right, here is your New Testament title page. Let me go here first, though, before we do this. Because I want to show you the in-between. All right, so here it is, the time between the Testaments. And it gives you the history and all the different things going on there. And I haven't unstuck these pages all the way. All right, here is a chart with your Jewish and Roman rulers. And then here is your intertestamental events timeline. Here is the Herodian dynasty, the Roman Empire, and the Greco-Roman world at the time of the New Testament. Like I say, this has got all kinds of, historical information and also, of course, biblical information, which I think is very, very cool. All right. Come on, fingers. My fingers do not want to work. And like I say, here's some more maps. Oops. Here is the Jewish groups at the time of the New Testament. Here is your New Testament title page. The theology of the New Testament, just like we had the theology of the Old Testament. So the same thing. Here is the New Testament timeline, the date of Jesus' crucifixion. Here's the reading the Gospels and the Acts. And here is your introduction to Matthew. And of course, you've got your same, everything like you did for Genesis, like I showed you there. And then we get into the text. It is a black letter text, which I do appreciate. Let me get over here. There's Matthew 5, Sermon on the Mount, black letter text. So, do you guys have one of these? Have you thought about getting one of these? Why or why not? I know a lot of people think that, they don't like the study notes. They think it has a Calvinistic leaning or a Reformed leaning. I mean, I don't see it, but I'm Reformed, so there's that. Here is your articles and resources. Now, let me show you this. Let me see. All right. Of course, you got your crossway maps in the back. So here it is. There's your weights and measures and your, this right here, the thickness here. This is all of your articles and resources. That's a lot. And that doesn't count everything that was in before. So this is what I mean by this being a great study help and a great study tool. God's plan of salvation. Even if you don't agree with all the notes, that's okay. Like I said when I reviewed the MacArthur Study Bible, I don't agree with all the notes. I don't agree with MacArthur's take on everything. but that's okay. I glean from what I can, and what I don't agree with, I just don't utilize. I mean, that's fine. I mean, that's what you do. But I really do think everyone needs one of these in their library, whether it be digitally or whether it be a physical copy. And right now on the Crossway website, this is 108.49. It is the buffalo leather. Now they have the True Tone editions. They have a hardcover edition. They have a genuine leather, which my mom bought herself. When she bought me this one, she bought herself a genuine leather at the same time, and it has 2 ribbon markers. And then there's a cowhide. It's deep brown. It's got 2 ribbon markers, and it's a little bit nicer. I wouldn't mind having one of those. Honestly, though, I really want one of the evangelical and Crossway collaborations, one in the nice goat skin or calf skin, something like that. But anyway, you've got all kinds of different articles back here. You just cannot beat, in my opinion, the ESV Study Bible. To me, it is just top notch when it comes to, study Bibles. Here's your concordance. Of course, it is your Crossway concordance, and I'm going to get back here to the maps, let you see that. And like I say, it is your Crossway maps. Just your basic Crossway maps, and nothing too fancy. And then you got all your cardstock again, vinyl end sheets, and this good white dust. I don't know what that is. I'm going to get that off there. And like I say, this buffalo leather is just really nice. I do wish, like I say, I'd like to have 3 more of these brown ribbons. I'd like to have the exact ribbons to match, because like I say, you could put a couple here and 1 more here, I think. And I think 4 would be good for this, because like I say, it's a beefy Bible. Now, like I say, you can buy this elsewhere cheaper, but when you go to the Crossway website that I'm going to leave linked down below, if you click on other retailers, it will take you to other places where you can buy this Bible. And like I say, you can get it cheaper. So, but if you can, support Crossway, buy it for them. Get you a Crossway Plus membership if you haven't already. It is absolutely free, and they do all kinds of sales all the time, so I recommend doing that. As always, my link tree will be down below, where you can find me on all my social medias. You'll find my Instagram, my Facebook page, and all that. Also, there's a link to buy me a coffee if you guys are interested in that. If you want to give a donation to the channel, I would greatly appreciate that. Or you can do like a monthly subscription where you donate so much a month. I would appreciate that as well. Just keep in mind that anything that you give will go towards purchasing other Bibles and equipment. Like I've said, I've been mentioning, I'm still looking and researching. I'm going to upgrade my equipment here. I've just got this one stand that I use to film with. I want to get something else. That way I can have different angles and everything. But anyway, it'll go towards something like that. Also down below is a link to the Wrath and Grace Universe. Check those guys out. And also to the Truth and Love Network. Please go check us out. We've got a lot of different guys that do podcasts that are there. We've got anywhere from Baptist to Presbyterian to Reformed Baptist to Southern Baptist to just everyone in the network. There's all kinds of different people in the network, so go check them out. We do different kinds of podcasts. Some do interview type things, some do studies. We do a weekly podcast. I know we're not doing one tonight. I'm filming this on Thursday, so this comes out on Friday, but we didn't do one last night. But I've been a part of one so far, but we do a weekly live where we talk about different things and whatnot. And then like me, I'm a part of the network where I do Bible and book reviews. You've got other guys that just talk about theology issues. So there's all kinds of just different things. So go check it out and go support everyone if you don't mind. As always, I really do appreciate you guys. Thank you for being here every week. Like I said, it really does mean a lot to me. Don't forget to subscribe if you haven't already. Hit that bell notification. like and comment. Get us in the algorithm. That way it lets YouTube know that this is the type of videos that you'd like to see. And until next week, grace and peace.